I'm a fan of the star we are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to The Star We Are.
Hi, this is James Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This is The Star We Are, live.
No, we're not doing that again. No more loops.
I just had to laugh every single time that the intro plays. If you guys could see me in the background, I'm lip syncing every single part of it. Like, it will never get old. Anyway,
I'm a fan of the star. I do that part too.
Yes. And then
the
Mike,
plugged in and that
Yes,
every
for
single
sure.
time.
The look on Mike's face for me is what does it when you go back and you watch it. The way he leans in, he's like, the star we are. It's great.
He's such a vibe.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool. So,
Back to business.
what do we got, Sammy?
Well, I just want to say first things first. Happy Tuesday. May not be a victory Tuesday, but it is a happy Tuesday. We are here. We are smiling. We're ready for an awesome show. We are the Star We Are. I am Slammin' Sammy.
I am Landry's Legend.
It's your mammal Jimmy Chase here. We got a good one lined up. Happy Tuesday, like Slam and Sammy said. It's the Star We Are. Are you? Let us know. If you're here, like, subscribe, share, hit your notifications, do all the right things. We're going to get into this rundown because we got a good one this week. We got a packed show. Of course, some updates. What are the updates? Well, updates are as we were able to go, we left early Monday morning to head out to Arlington, Texas. Landry and I, unfortunately, Samantha was still stuck in KC. Boo-hoo. But no, I'm just kidding. But maybe another one by the end of this season. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll get one squeezed in. But we were able to get out there to meet up with Frankie Mueller, who we'll get into here in a little bit. We'll check out a video. We're the winner of the 421 raffle. So real quick, thanks to everybody who participated in that raffle, right? We were able to raise some money for the YMCA youth charity of the Arlington, Dallas area. And so it was a great cause, put some money into youth sports and the children out there. So that was really good. And then a winner, right? A winner, two jerseys, a ball, guy all the way from Germany. That's how big this American team is. You know, it's the world's team. That's how big the Star is. That's what we did. We were able to get linked up with him and get that done. And so we'll check that out here in just a little bit. And then, of course, we got some news to get to. Sammy's going to say just about everything she's got. We all know it. That's where I get my news now on. And then my favorite segment of every Tuesday is Landry's Legend and Long Shots. And I can't wait to see who both are this week. See if somebody from our team made it or if our team made it. I'd like to know if we're ever going to be there. Anyway, and then I've got two jewels. I'd be more than happy to share both of them with you. And then we'll take a halftime after that because after Jimmy's Jewels always requires breaks. And then so we'll take a halftime just like our sport does, and we'll get some refreshments, have a little snack. Will we still win the Super Bowl? We still win the Super Bowl, question mark.
Next year.
2015, 2025 is our year.
2015.
This is one of the very first seasons that I didn't even consider winning the Super Bowl coming into the season because of the lack of off-season moves. Usually I can find a way to say that, but I guess I've gotten more realistic in my wisdom.
Ooh,
That's fair. Realism. I'll tell you what is real, our record. I'll tell you what else is real is the Star Stat of the Week. We'll get to it. We'll let you know who, what it was, how it was. Maybe it's a stat like a team broke a record. Maybe it's this. Who knows? We will see. And then we've got to score this team. We've got to score the backup quarterback, Cooper Rush again. We've got to score the starters we were able to put on the field. Nola's in the house. What is up? Thanks for stopping by. We are doing good. We're just getting the show kicked off. Thanks for being with us. We got some good stuff tuned in today. So make sure you stick around, Nola, and would love your take on some of this stuff. And then we're going to get a new segment, a little read action. We're going to maybe watch a little video, maybe read a little quote, maybe read some lines, and we're all going to react to it. You guys can react to it with us in the chat. So we'll get a little read action going. Landry, what on the
I said
unmute?
Yeah, I got it. I said we'll read into the video, our thoughts in the video.
I
like it. I do. I like it. Good one. And so, and honestly, with how y'all doing, you're doing as good as you can for a team that's 3-7. You know,
nothing but positivity from here on out. Whether it be draft picks or individual stats as players, I'll take it.
Got to try to keep it. And then, what were you going to say something, Andrew?
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about how we're doing. I mean, personally, but I'm pretty well, probably better than the most. As far as the fan base overall, what I saw last night, no, not well. Not well. Definitely frustration seriously building over the past few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Slater, who I believe said, no promises because she's a busy lady, but she did text us and say this coming up next week. So Thanksgiving week, Miss Jane Slater will be back on the show, and I use that to segue into what Landry just said, is it showed in the stadium, right? We've seen the stands a little bit empty, a lot of red jerseys. So,
well, even moreover, I was going to say, sell the team shirts. First time I've seen sell the team.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. How did I
On a
not see
shirt.
that?
Mm-hmm. It may have been these, just these two people's sentiments, but it was echoed by others not wearing the shirt.
Ooh.
Yeah. And guys, I got to take some discredit here for the mic issue. For some reason, Jimmy's trying to operate, and I keep muting Landry. So forgive me on that. It'll stop now. Landry will be good to go. We've got it worked out. So forgive me on that one. And then, of course, the last segment is Act 11. Are we on? Yeah, I'm not great with Roman numerals. I'm pretty sure that's 11. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we got to look forward to it. Checking out these Commanders. Jaden Daniels, what are they going to do to us? Can we even get a win? Do y'all want to win?
Old squad.
Yeah. So without further ado, we're kind of ask everybody real quick. So we always do. Nola said it. How y'all doing? So Sam, how's your week been? Weekend?
Oh, good. I know it's not the best for the environment, but we did a balloon launch for my dad on the 16th. It's fun to get with his friends and family. Yeah, love you, Dad,
Awesome.
forever. And other than that, I've been busy. We got a new dresser, so I'm trying to rearrange everything. But other than that, fantastic. I got a little crazy during the game last night, but I recovered fairly quickly. So here we are.
Andrew, how you been this week, my man?
Yeah. I mean, you got all our information out there. We were hanging together this weekend and basically the weekend was, meeting up with Frank and them last night, getting ourselves to Dallas, getting back and hustling up to put a show together for you guys tonight. That's where we are. So a little burning the candle at both ends, but ready to go.
Yeah. And right. And thank you for bearing with us today, guys. We were about 20 something minutes late, but like Landry said, Monday night game, having to come back into town Tuesday, get the show ready, do things. So it's just a little bit pressed on time, a little behind. Sammy was tardy last week. Now both of us tardy this week. We're going to get right. We're going to get right. I promise. So we will get right into it. Samantha, I know you're going to say it all. I know you usually do. I can't wait to hear it. So we're going to get into some news, guys. With Sammy says it all.
Yay, here we go. Okay, so I wouldn't say it's a lot of news, but it's a lot on one subject. A lot of it is about last night's game. There hasn't been a lot of updates otherwise, but what we do have, what I am aware of, I got for you. So first things first, a lot of people are done with Mike McCarthy, done with all the coaching staff this season. Well, you might as well not be. Jerry Jones says at least till the end of the season he is sticking with Mike McCarthy, so don't get your hopes up anymore to get rid of him anytime soon. Now for the game last night, so many people, myself included, have been dying to see Trey Lance get those starts that he critically needs. And I wish I could get into detail about Trey Lance and what I've learned about him this past week. Not going to happen. Cooper Rush, while having a pretty decent game last night, impressed Jerry Jones enough to where he's going to stay as our starting quarterback for the rest of the season. He had a career high day last night versus the Texans with 55 pass attempts while completing 34. He only had one interception, and 354 passing yards, which is pretty good for him. There's, like I said, a huge decrease with allowing Trey Lance to play. Jerry Jones said that we know that we've got limited time to work with these quarterbacks at this particular time, and I would look for us to stay with the experience. So Cooper Rush's performance did include that 64-yard touchdown by Cavante Turpentine. Woo! I freaking freaked the frick out when that happened. The last time that happened was September 22nd, right? Funny thing is, Cavante Turpin ran at a record speed of 22.36 miles per hour down that stretch to the end zone. That little man is fast.
He's fast, and that's why I brought us up real quick, because I was just gonna say that he scored this week. He was the last person to score back in week 2, absolutely, or what was it? Week Ravens, 3. Week 3, yes, week 3. Sorry, yeah, crazy.
But yeah, Cavante Turpin scored the last 2 offensive touchdowns at AT&T Stadium this whole season. We're over halfway through. You wouldn't have had that on the bingo card.
Yeah, Landry said, "Wait, you're telling me CeeDee Lamb hasn't scored a touchdown at AT&T this season?" Nope, neither has Ferguson. Neither has Tolbert scored one right before Cavante in that game.
The Ravens. That's when we caught up real close. I remember that.
Yeah, right. And so, but those were the last 2. So Tolbert and Turpin, only guys with touchdowns at AT&T.
Hey, TNT, Turpin and Tolbert. Or yes, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied right there. Anyways, so like I was saying, while Jerry is stuck on experience with Rush, Mike McCarthy didn't really seem happy about it. He said that he regretted not being able to give Lance a drive near the end of the night. I feel like we all want it. Mike McCarthy wants it. The only reason Jerry's doing it is to show that he is the boss and he's not going to let it happen. So a lot of us want to tank, and we've made that abundantly clear. I feel like Jerry Jones wants to win, and I get it, but I don't, because you have that pride. You need to let that go and get us back to the top draft where we already are. I don't know. Anyways, let's see. Okay, so Jerry was saying that these 2 games have been quote unquote too important for us to have Lance at starting QB, saying we need to win at that degree and give ourselves every chance we can. And also that they haven't gotten to the point where they were looking to evaluate Trey Lance anymore at all. Do you see my angry face right there? Not fun, Jerry Jones. Not fun. I definitely put that on my notes. I was mad.
Is that how all your notes look, Sam?
Usually, yes. Very expressive. You should have seen my notes in school. So, with that being said, I'm going to bring up another thing. Mingo. Jonathan Mingo. 1 target last night, didn't get it. So, not only 1, 2 4th-round picks we got wasted down the drain. Way to go, Jerry Jones. On to a different subject. Before the game yesterday, I read that we had 18 players either recovering from or managing injuries. And during the game, we got 5 more injuries. Fergie got ruled out early in the game with a concussion, which means chances are very slim for him to play in 6 days against the Commander. This is the time we play 3 games in a 9-day span, I believe is what I've seen. So it's about to get rough, y'all. I hope you're ready. Zach Martin, what?
Oh, I just mouthed. It's about to. In my head, it's been rough.
Oh, yeah, but it's about to get worse. So Zach Martin, already dealing with multiple injuries this year. Last night added 1 more. He had another ankle injury, which took him out of the game. And by the way, it wasn't the same ankle he's been having problems with, which makes both ankles not too hot, which Zach Martin is a huge, huge key in our line. And for him to go down is, I don't even want to say the word how bad it is. It is bad.
Son of a...
Yeah. Another key player that went down, I guess technically 2 of them, Tyler Smith. He was already rehabbing his left knee injury before Monday's game. Also went down with an ankle injury. I kind of feel like we need ankle braces or something because this is not hot. Next one on my list, I will still stand up for this guy due to lack of experience. Tyler Mother Flippin' Guyton. First of all, dude, what were you thinking? I see trying to save the game, but dang it. With him trying to pick up the ball and run with it, somebody rammed into him real hard, and while already facing that shoulder injury, he made it worse. So who knows what's going to happen with him. I figured he would have learned from the last time a lineman attempted to do that, but we'll see. Marquise Bell. Oh my gosh, I watched that injury. Him having to get his arm carried while he walked off to the sideline was absolutely gruesome. It been to all sorts of. I don't even want to talk about it. That also happened early in the game, so I don't see him necessarily coming back anytime soon. I haven't gotten any update on that, but if I see anything, you guys know I'll tell you. Speaking of injuries, these ones might be a little more positive. Well, maybe. We'll see. So first things first, Brandon Cooks. I haven't heard anything about him in a while. Last I heard, he had that fluid in his knee from getting the surgery, which put him on IR longer than anticipated. Supposedly, according to the way it goes, he was supposed to be able to come back week 9 versus the Falcons, but I guess based on the way he was going, he wasn't upgraded to the active roster, or he wasn't put on his 21-day practice window. But McCarthy said that he is getting close. And I actually wrote these notes beforehand, so I have a little keynote at the end here. The communication from training room in the meeting, he's feeling better. This is what McCarthy said. He said, I know he's chomping at the bit to get out there, but he's one of our team's leaders, let alone in the wide receiver room, so he's definitely been missed. Update as of 4:45 p.m. Brandon Cooks could be activated as soon as this week, so hopefully we have him to look forward to coming back. Last but not least, our pick 6 king, Deron Bland. Man, I feel like Trayvon Diggs is looking kind of lost without you, dude. We need you to come be his second hand, I guess, because
everybody got to have a wingman.
Right. So as of November 15th, I haven't seen any updates on him today. I did try to find any. He will obviously miss the game versus the Texans, but Stephen Jones said that this might be the last game he misses. Chances are he could be back for even as soon as the Commanders game. So fingers crossed that will be his return finally. And that's all the news I have for you today.
Sweet. And so fun fact, chat and Samantha and everybody. So the quote is Mike McCarthy said, or I believe it was Mike said, chomping at the bit.
Yes.
Fun fact, if everybody didn't know, and I didn't know for the longest, the actual quote is champing at the bit with an A. And I don't remember why, but I do know that that's a thing. It's actually the Landry, do you know some knowledge about that?
No, I was just thinking about it. I just assumed it became, chomping via the English language or something,
Probably.
Just pronouncing the A differently.
Another quick random fact about Mike McCarthy. There's a college here in Kansas called Fort Hays State University. I was dying to go there. That was my dream college. Mike McCarthy went there for like 3-4 years. Yeah, I was like, no fair that he got to go there and I didn't. Anyways, back to business.
Very cool. Well, business is as usual, and this is my favorite part of business, Samantha. You already know that. My favorite segment of the week. No shade to anybody else or anybody on the show or anybody else's segment out there on any other shows. This is Jimmy's favorite one of the week. It's Landry's Legends and Long Shots. We're gonna get it going. Do you got any foresight here, Samantha? Do you know? You take a guess. Who's the long shot? Who's the legend this week?
God. Oh God. Legend will be Cavante Turpin for scoring a freaking touchdown at home. Long shot would be man, I feel like my mind went blank. I have no idea. I'm not even gonna try to guess because I don't want to sound silly, but maybe Seattle Seahawks, for somebody on the Seahawks for beating the 49ers.
That's right. We did have the field goal block with the Chiefs being the long shot and the Legends for the whole team the next week. And then I remember James Winston was one of my favorite ones. So we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna see, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mr. Landry's Legend with Legends and Long Shots.
That's it. We are back again. Yes, I got it. We are back again. This is Landry's Legends and Long Shots for week 11 of the 2024 NFL season. We'll go with the legend. We'll start with the legend this week. It's actually going to be, it's not Cavante Turpin for simply scoring a touchdown. Got to do something a little more legendary than that. I don't think we've had a Dallas Cowboy be the legend of the week yet. But it's going to be Jared Goff of the Detroit Lions for executing really over a course of a few weeks, but specifically this past week, 24-28, over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 52 points. The offense is unbelievably efficient, and I think the Detroit Lions are winning the Super Bowl because of that. Not so much the part of the legend, but just the way Jared Goff is playing, it makes me think of that. That's over a 70% completion rate this season. He's got 3-4 games where he's had less than 3 incompletions. He has a perfect game where he went 18 for 18. But I guess I've been looking at him for a while, and after last week, Jared Goff, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns, 80-something% completion rate, incredible. Long shot, I'm going to go quick on. I don't have a lot to say about it because it frustrates me. And if you guys have any comments, you can jump right in. Long shot is going to be the Dallas Cowboys winning another game this season. Because even with teams like the New York Giants and Carolina Panthers on the schedule, I know we can lose one of those. And if we lose them both, we ain't beating any of the other teams. So I don't know if I want to not win any more games or not. I mean, obviously I don't want it, but I'll take it for the draft capital. But I just in the outlook of, I don't know if I can see it happening anymore. Pretty much
realistic Landry has come in the building because whoop.
No doubt.
Another game.
Yeah, we may not. I think before the segment I even said I wonder if we're ever going to be on it. And we just were as a long shot to win another football game. That's not how I wanted us to be on it, Landry.
Yeah.
Yeah, with what 6 of them left? 7 of them left? 7 of them? Yeah.
And I love Bryce Young too. I think everybody knows that, but dang it. I don't want to lose to them. And Tommy DeVito or
that is the one saving grace. I didn't say that there in the segment, but because they made the switch to Tommy DeVito, maybe we can beat them. But I don't know that we deserve to be favored at all.
Do we play them there, or would this one be at home?
This is on the road in Washington.
Okay, didn't we play them on the road the first time too?
No, you always split. One home, one away. We haven't played them yet.
The Giants?
Oh, the Giants we play at home on Thanksgiving. Yes.
Okay, I was going to say,
you're
okay.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Anyways.
Right. The Giants we lose to at home on Thanksgiving. No.
That'll ruin my turkey, and I'm so excited for my meal.
Not possible. Certainly can't ruin the stuffing. We're going to have a fun Turkey Day episode. It'll be turkeys popping out all over the place.
Oh, I'm excited. So what's next, Landry?
Yeah, I'll lead you guys right in here to, now that I'm out the way, we'll get over to Jimmy's Jewels. He says, like I said, it's his favorite segment. Mine, I like to hear him. So here you go, buddy.
What? Landry, you're too nice. You don't mean that.
Nah.
You don't actually mean that. You liar. Landry's a liar, everybody. But you know who's not a liar? Jimmy's Jewels. I never lied to you. Not once, and they're not going to lie to you again this week. I'm going to get right into this. I've got a couple jewels, and you're looking at one of them. Mr. 56 over there. The big boy, the big body, the American tank. I like to call him Son BB because Papa and Mama BB are so proud. You have to be proud when you're a parent of a team captain. Shout out to Cooper BB for being named team captain this week. Going out there with Diggs, going out there with Dak. Brian Auger. Look at me being confused by the ball head. So one of my jewels this week has got to be Mr. Cooper BB.
Hey, can't hear you very well.
No?
There we go, better.
That's better? Okay, yeah. So Mr. Cooper BB, definitely one of the jewels for this week for Jimmy. And let me get a little more volume here if you guys can hear me. So I don't have to lean down in this thing. Is that better, Sam?
There we go. Much better.
All right. There we go. And then my second jewel of the week absolutely has to be, I got to shout him out. I got to give him some props. I've been inspired by the guy for a while now. It's Mr. Mike Tag. He hosts a guest from all the way from Germany named Mr. Frankie. He shows him a great weekend, takes him to a Mavs game, a Tyson fight. They do the whole thing. Mike Tag puts on tailgates for people with the help of, Mark and these other guys and just the whole crew. Of course, Cowboys Nation as a whole is legit. But you know what? Shout out to Mike Tag for all the great things he does. If you haven't yet, nominate the guy for Fan of the Year. He does great work. Traveling with his son, always cool to see father and son duo. So Cooper BB, Mike Tag, you guys are gems. This week, you're Jimmy's Jewels. How lucky can you be, fellas?
Very great jewels this week, Jimmy. Not that they're not great every week, but I like them this week for sure.
Love it with Mike Tagg. Yeah, let him win Fan of the Year. We're gonna have a celebration.
Heck yeah.
Absolutely. No, he's a really, really good dude. Really, his hype videos is like they were when I first started seeing them. They were inspirational. Like I would be ready to run through a wall for my team after watching Mike Tagg hop through the door and slap his chest and do all that crazy stuff and go crazy. He's a great dude. So we'll move on with the show. I think what we got next is like I got to check my rundown. I'm gonna get bad at this. Yeah, it's halftime, guys. Look, it's halftime.
Already.
Well, look, I can't get on par, just like our team can't. What do you think? What do you think? I'm the Washington Commanders? I can't do things right.
Wow.
We're Cowboys fans. What is this? So guys, it's halftime. Remember to fan responsibly. All right. How can you do that, Jimmy? It's real easy. Don't suck. No, I'm just kidding. You can you can subscribe, you can turn on your notifications, you can make sure you share the stream right now. We're always live Tuesday at 6 p.m. That's how we fan responsibly.
Or 6:30.
Or you didn't have to go there, or 6:30, or however late we usually all are. It's usually Jimmy's fault. I'll take all the blame. But no, fan responsibly, hit all the buttons, drop some comments, follow us on all your socials. Your time is invaluable. If you've ever spent it with us, we can't thank you enough. And the reason we say fan responsibly is because too often, I'll get serious for a minute. Too often you see uncontrolled alcohol fights in stadiums and riots outside of stadiums. And this is a sport, guys. We love it. We're passionate about it. We are. A lot of us fans have played sometimes. I'm sure Samantha was probably starting left tackle on her high school football team. We've all got some experience. So, but fan responsibly for real. Fanning responsibly means a lot of different things. I think we might draw up a little web page and write a mission statement on how to fan responsibly the Star We Are way.
I like that.
Right on. And so we're going to move along with the show. We got a star stat of the week. We're going to honor somebody here. He did some good things. It is a person this week. Sam's been saying his name all freaking show. So without further ado, our star stat of the week this week is Mr. Kavon Tay Turpin.
It's Turpin time. Yeah.
So, Lindsay, tell him about our man's game and what he did and what he's been doing this season.
Yeah, so you get it here, Sam. You predicted KT for a potential legend. He did have his very best game as a professional. 3 catches, 86 yards, the big 64-yard touchdown. You already took the in your news the big 64-yard kick return touchdown, the 22.4 mile per average, the fastest in the NFL all season. Not to say he is the fastest man in the NFL, but in pads, it seems like it's him and Tyreek Hill in a short list. As far as me and Jimmy are concerned, on his way to his third Pro Bowl. His third straight Pro Bowl since coming into the NFL. So that's 3 Pro Bowls as a rookie from the USFL. So we need a lot more like that, in terms of things out of the draft and bringing players in. We got to hit a lot more in that manner. So spectacular.
Yeah. Shout out to Dak. Because Dak was I said shout out to Dak because if I'm not mistaken, if I'm pretty right, Dak was watching a game, seen him, and got him recruited to the Cowboys.
Wow. Shout out to Mr. Prescott for that. I did not know that. Landry, you were going to say something?
Oh, I was thinking that maybe Sam mentioned that before, so it's probably one or the other, because I thought you mentioned that maybe about Aubrey as well. So it's one or the other, I'm thinking.
No, I'm pretty sure. I will look it up, but I think...
Dak's just scouting the USFL for us.
I am fairly positive.
Well, he's doing a good job, because he's literally... Again, if I go back, Brandon Aubrey is going to make his third straight Pro Bowl. Is that true?
No doubt. He's already got 263 plus yarders this season.
I mean, I guess
got called back, didn't it?
I guess I'm asking if he made the Pro Bowl that.
Let's see.
Or it's
Brandon Aubrey is a Pro Bowl kicker.
Or it's only his second year. That's what's going on. We got KT 3 years ago, Aubrey last year. Is that true?
Yeah, because the year before that, remember Maher absolutely fell apart.
No. So his second straight Pro Bowl, but still, basically, the 5 years the two of them have been in the league from the USFL, 5 Pro Bowls. Incredible. But back to KT. What is there to talk about? He's fast.
He's super fast. Well, let's not talk about it. Let's watch about it and bring up some highlights from this young man's season so far.
Racing up the middle. Uh-oh.
Cavante Turpin needs one more block. He's got it, and he goes for the touchdown.
This was nice. This was the touchdown at 18 weeks ago. In week 3.
Touchdown, Dallas.
And then we didn't score again until week 11. We're from week 3 to 11, guys.
Here's a first down and more. Flag on the play. Turpin is gone. Will it stand?
That's cute. I like that. So we'll run that back one more time. So again, week 1 versus the Turpin. Here's the penalty time.
Boom, the decision. What we'll do on the second one, we'll do a couple of. There's the decision. It's a touchdown. He put his foot in the ground. He saw the hole. He's gone.
Racing up the middle. Cavante Turpin needs one more block. He's got it, and he goes for the touchdown.
Calling out blocks like it's Madden because he knows he's got the speed to slow down and call the block speed back up.
Prescott floats one corner.
A great throw by Prescott.
It was. It was.
Yeah.
He read that the defender kind of had his eyes turned and put it in a good spot. And then this was last night. Even without a W, this play was a W.
So I pause it here. It's the next. He's basically taken 4 steps after catching the ball, and he's getting up to speed. The next 4 or 5 steps is that 22-mile-an-hour speed.
Down and more. Flag on the play. Turpin is gone. Will it stand?
Slows a little at the end, but that spot right there in the middle for about a second and a half.
His legs look non-existent.
It covers about 25 yards. Yeah.
That's funny. That's good stuff. Good stuff on him.
Hey, so real quick before we change, one thing. So I was trying to look up who found him, and I did find something, and I think you guys will love it, but probably not as much as me. So when we found Cavante Turpin, Mike McCarthy said, let's see, he says he'll have a really good opportunity here. McCarthy added that Turpin has some Tony Pollard-like traits. Woo, woo, woo! Goes all over the place.
Absolutely. Yeah, the speed, the suddenness. No, he does.
Yes. Had to add
the
that.
size.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, man, I wish mine was in here. I have Tony Pollard.
I've had this on the table all season because I knew you were going to bring him up a lot, and he just recently a Cowboy, so I was like, I'm going to bring this up here and just put this up here every time she says his name.
I have one signed by him. Somebody on Twitter sent me him for free, and that was my first ever NFL card, and now I have a whole collection, LVE and Michael Gallup and a whole bunch of other ones. So got me a collection.
That's right. I think I remember you winning that, huh? You won that card or something, or you commented on a tweet or something. It was that I remember a post you put about winning the card, and then Tony actually and his family themselves sent you some stuff right from Playmaker Shop. Yeah, that was super cool.
That signed helmet, my prized possession, and then my Pollard shirt, which I have on under this hoodie, and another shirt, and then a koozie, and then that's it. And then I got to meet his mom.
And even moreover, because Tony, you're saying Tony Pollard sent the helmet to you.
Yeah, his family did.
That's the biggest deal about it. It's one thing to have the helmet, get the opportunity to get it signed by your player, but to have him say, "Oh, I got you." Yeah.
Oh God, my heart beats so fast. We better go on before I start rambling here, guys.
All right. we got a score yesterday, so I'm not the one. You know we're gentlemen. You got to do it, Sam. You know it's on you.
Okay, so mine's probably going to be a little bit higher than your guys's, maybe. And I'm going to score it based on how we have been this season. And the fact, pretty much I'm going to base it off of Cooper Rush's first.
And that it was Cooper
game.
Rush. I get it.
Right. So I think I'm going to give him a 40. Maybe a 45 if I'm feeling nice. He improved a lot. I'm pretty sure he only had 45 yards the first game. He rushed his longest, I believe, or one of them. Anyways, he rushed a lot. 354 yards and 1 interception. CJ Stroud threw an interception. He threw that ball to Turpin for a touchdown. He found his targets. He got there. Him and Jake Fergie had some vibes. Like, they're not there yet, but the improvement was noticeable. Like, that first half of the game when we were only a touchdown behind, like, my heart was going to fall out of my chest. I thought we had a chance, and that was Cooper Rush out there doing it for us and defense. But you get my point. Defense was mid. I will say that with Micah Parsons finally getting back into his groove, we were getting there. I don't know what's up with Trayvon Diggs. He kind of seems a little half arse out there. I don't know if it's just a morale thing, but
I think I don't know if it's just a trade thing, if it's just an our DB thing, if it's just a defensive back thing. Tackling.
right. And there was a couple plays where he would he stopped running and sped walk to the player instead of following through all the way. And I was like,
Right.
why? I don't understand what's going on here. I can't defend the injury anymore. He's been back long enough. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, 40, 45 at the most is how I'm feeling.
No, 40 is fair. Can't be mad at you for that. Landry, you got a score for us, buddy?
You did.
I muted myself. I was trying to unmute myself and muted myself. Sam almost had me convinced. I had this thing in my head. Sam almost had me convinced with, hang on, as she's talking, maybe I should reevaluate it based on Cooper Rush and so on and so. And then it hit me. Nah, but Cooper Rush wasn't good enough for that to change anything. The completions, he had the yardage, but it was on 55 attempts and 32 completions,
Yeah.
just around 60%, 6 yards, per average on the throws, so on the reception. So it's, he wasn't slinging it around. He just threw it a bunch because we can't run the ball. We're one of the worst tackling teams I've ever seen, and not Dallas Cowboys team. We miss tackles on every single play. F is the score. I'm over trying to decipher 33s and 25s. F again for what? Must be the 7th, 8th week in a row.
That's so your score
is an F. I'm tired. Like I said, I'm not giving exact scores. I'm tired of differentiating 25s and 33s. They're all Fs.
Okay. That's fair enough. If you get the banner for me, I've got a score for you. And I'm going to be a little higher than you guys might think, and even a little higher than Sam. So my team did exactly what I thought they would do. Look sort of competitive early in the game and stay in it. Offense have some plays that burst, but not enough to kind of like really keep momentum with the drives. Defense make a stop or play or two early in the game because they're still firing on all cylinders and everybody's trying to get a win. So it's almost like the Tyson fight where I felt like the first 2.5 quarters would look like they did, and then they would kind of walk away. So when you score your team and you say, hey, well, they did exactly what I thought they would do, I can't give them an F for doing what I expected my class to do. If I'm a teacher, I can't give if this is what I expect, how can I grade you low? So I've actually got a 78 here because I believe the defense showed up and played to what they could. They held a good team coming off a loss to not much. I understand CJ's without his top 2 weapons, but they held a good Texans team to an explosive player too, and limited a lot of things. We got some 3 and outs. We had a couple 3rd down stops. And like I said, there was multiple times in the game where we were within 3 or 7. And if you stay within 3 or 7 throughout a game, you're in that game and you've got an opportunity to win it. And we actually stayed in that game. And I'll give my team a little more credit. And the reason it's a little high is because they stayed in it a little longer than I even thought they would. It was the 3rd quarter and we were still within 7. And I figured it would already be 14 at that point. But so 78 is my score. And like I said, as far as the score predictions we all had last week, we were all really close. We were all right in that ballpark. So I think you were at like 27-10. Landry was like 34-13.
33-10 is what I was. I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Oh, you are close.
Well, so was Jimmy. Jimmy was over 34 for them and less and no more than 10 for us. So essentially the same thing I picked.
That's my line for the rest of the season. Over 30 for every team that plays us, under 14 for us. Except for maybe. The Giants. Maybe that's what I'm saying. But here's the thing: if we're going to win 2 more games, do we really want them to be against the Giants and Panthers? If we're going to win 2 more games just because and the season still ends the way it does, and we don't get a good draft pick or we fall wherever we fall, if we're going to win, 5 to 6 games, let's please beat the Eagles and Commanders for some pride. Like, let's beat them teams. Like, if we're going to beat somebody, don't just beat the crappy teams because, anyway, whatever.
Right? They don't deserve the draft pick. We do.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a good way to look at it. I hate the word tank, but it's almost like our team's not going to have to tank. It's just going to be too tough. You know,
And
it's
we're
going to be
playing
tough.
without Tank too. Huh.
Now we're
You
playing
know,
without
and
Tank.
you
Still.
brought up our defense being there at least the first half of the game. You know, D'Amico Ryans. I was kind of hoping that he was going to get onto his team for being as close as a score game, with us. He actually was very proud of them because we were the first game in 4 games that they were actually able to score in the second half. They had gone 4 games without scoring in the second half, and we ruined
Wow.
that trend for them.
Oh yeah, we'll let you score real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll give up some second half points. Look what we did to the Eagles. We let them have the fourth quarter of a lifetime. You know, here's a funny stats because you bring up scoring in the second half, and since we're talking about halves and scoring, our team actually did break a record, guys, that no other team in NFL history. I mean, out of all the negative things so far,
Oh,
this
I
season,
know what you're talking
we
about.
did break a historical record. No one's ever gone this many games losing 20 plus points by the end of the first half. What's the exact stat? I've got to remember it.
I think you're right. 20 plus points.
Giving up 20 plus points in every single game to start a season.
Yep.
In the first half. Or something like that. Yeah, we'll fact check that. We'll get the exact stat before somebody can help us out. It's bad though. Yeah, it's a stat you don't want to have. So we broke a record that you don't want to break. But
anyways,
right. What we're gonna do is we got a new segment for you guys. We're gonna bring up a little media. Maybe it's a quote, maybe it's a video, maybe it's a line. We'll bring it up. We'll check it out. But before we do that, we got to shout out Mr. Frankie Mueller. We're gonna fan responsibly here a little bit, and we're gonna do that by talking about a super fan of the season so far for us. 20 plus at home. That's what it is. Yeah, giving up 20 plus at home every game basically to start the season. Appreciate that, Red. And then on your quote earlier, we won't we won't be decent until 2026, unfortunately. If you want to elaborate on a little bit on that, would love to take it. But
off the top, I agree, guys. That's likely. We may get better next, significantly better next season, but good, decent. Yeah.
Right. But where we want to be, maybe not till 26. Not completely disagreeable there. And so, all right, let's take a look at it. Let's bring it up here. I've got it here. I'm ready to check out Mr. Frankie. Let me make sure I've got the right one pulled up. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second.
You're good.
Yeah, and hey, as it stands, it's tough on us to make it to Germany, but and so Frank's lucky enough to make the trips here, and that's how we're able to see him. But I told him the day's coming. I think I'm gonna try to get to Germany and see a Bayern Munich game. That's Frank's football team.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to Germany to go to Germany.
To go to Germany, right?
Right, yeah. I have a lot of German descent, so that's what I mainly wanted to go for. But
see, Frank says his house is big. Come on.
Oh, that'd be fun.
All right, so are you guys seeing this?
I am not.
Okay, let's see here.
Listen the fan responsibly still. There we go.
There we go. We got it up here. All right, let's
need a media slot.
Yeah. All right, let's check out the video of Frankie Boy's collecting his gear.
It's your man Jimmy J's here. I'm here with Frankie Mueller, all the way from Germany, winner of the 421 raffle, a Dak Prescott jersey, a Deion Sanders jersey. Jimmy was lucky enough to hang out in the spot and get a ball signed by multiple Hall of Famers, 2 jerseys, some cash, a ball. This is what the Star We Are is all about, baby. This is how you do for fans, by fans. So, Frankie, tell them who the best for fans, by fans organization in the industry is.
Man, you got a fan right, and the only fan right is the fucking Star We Are.
How about them Cowboys?
How about the Cowboys?
I love him so much.
You know, he has.
It's your man Jimmy J's here. I'm here with Frankie Mueller, all the way from Germany, winner of the 421 raffle, a Dak Prescott jersey.
I can't hear. You're both muted.
Oh, I was saying, go ahead. You can go.
Yeah,
we're setting records here with muting on this show. But I was just gonna say he sounds so German, but that "How about them Cowboys" sounds pretty freaking Texan to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. So he's
great views outside of AT&T Stadium on a Monday night. Yeah, great to get the 421 raffle done, and you'll probably hear about the next one pretty soon.
Oh yeah, and I love how he does it. He takes the full advantage and gets the full experience. Every freaking tailgate, every freaking event, he's up and down. Not only is he at the little tag and mark tailgate, he's up and down at like 4 of the tailgates, eating and drinking with everybody. Everybody likes to be around him. Such a good energy, cool guy. So
yeah.
again, real quick, thanks to everybody who participated in that raffle. Raised some money for the kids. A cool fan won some cool stuff. Always good to do. That's what we're about. We got to move right into it. We got a new segment. Little I won't even say it. We're just going to run the stinger here. Let's go.
There comes a time in every person's life where a moment arises and you must use instinct to prove yourself. And that is what you call read action.
Swish by the guy in the trash can.
Can the first reaction be the video I just saw?
Right.
What happened?
That man turned on the Ultra Instinct.
No, he turned his pro soccer skills on. Like, if you can do it with a can, then
Yeah, hands full and everything. Like that video, I've seen it from 2 different camera views, and it's better and better every time you watch it. I love it.
It's good stuff. Okay, so what are we going to react to? Nobody knows. I'm not sure if Landry knows. I'm not sure if Sam knows. I tried to keep it a secret so that way we could keep this, as
I don't know. I don't know what video we're watching. I see that we might, we may be discussing Dion in some way, but I'm not sure what video we're going to react to.
Oh yeah, I guess it does have a little title right there. Well, let's just show you exactly what we're going to react to. Let's get some audio on this.
You do believe, and I do too, that if Shador went to the Cowboys, Dion would accept the job.
I believe 100%. And I can tell you, good sources have told me that. Great sources have told me that. That's all I can say like that without violating anything.
The question Colin asked.
I love that. News today, you do believe, and I do too, that if Shador went to the Cowboys, Dion would accept the job.
I believe 100%.
What is
and
this?
I can tell you,
Hold up.
good sources have told me that.
You guys see my little gym here?
Where did this come from?
Ooh. So I went to the mall this weekend and I was looking, I was like, man, I need something for the Colorado Buffs. Like, I don't have any merch for them. And I just so happened to pass a clearance rack. Thank the Lord for being tiny. This is a boys medium and it was 70% off. So it was only $30. And I tried it on there. Fits like a charm. This is now one of my prized possessions. If I didn't have that signed by Des Bryant, this would have been on my wall right now.
Hey, then while you're showing us the jersey and everything, your initial comments on what Mike just said and the whole idea then.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well,
and
I
real quick,
don't want. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick before you shout out Dion, get that sign for Sammy. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh God, I would die. Anyways, I have seen multiple things where Deion Sanders has said, so first of all, I want to mention something else. I have seen people mention that every time the Raiders lose, Shador Sanders tweets something like, thank you, God. So maybe that's a sign to where he's going. I don't know if he wants to be a Cowboy or not, but there is context clues for that. Secondly, you guys know I follow Colorado closely. Dion has said that he will not follow his sons. So if Shador comes to Dallas, I don't think Dion will. And I also think that Dion wanted to make a move in Colorado. He wanted to show that he has that Deion Sanders effect. He brought one college team to a championship. He's going to turn this one around and do the same. And if they don't do this year, we're doing really good. I'm a little bit nervous. But I think that he would at least stay for another year or two. I'm hoping he'll stay till at least Shiloh drafts. Shout out Shiloh. I love you. You're my favorite Sanders. No offense, Shador, love you too. But Shiloh don't get as much love as you do. So, but anyways, I trust Michael Irvin, but I don't see it happening.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I'll give you mine. I'm going to try to stick to what we're looking at there in the video and not go too far into the could it happen, how it happens, logistics, the logistics of it. What I got from the video is the opposite of what you just said you heard from Dion. I got from Michael Irvin very good sources, meaning my friend Deion Sanders said I would go to Dallas if they drafted Shedeur and offered me the job. So that's, it was almost clear to me. But I know a little bit about what you're saying Dion has said in the past. So
yeah, and I was gonna say that was what you were talking about. Sam Dion said that, like, I don't want to follow my sons everywhere. I don't want to follow them to the NFL. Is that what he said, or what was?
I don't know if he said specifically to the NFL, but I'm pretty sure it was. I don't want to follow my sons everywhere. Like, he wants to let them do what they do without him having to be there to do it. Like, he wants them to have their own skill. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, they do, but I don't know if my words are making sense, but it makes sense in my head.
Yeah. For me, it's interesting, right? Because at first, initially as a Cowboys fan, you kind of react to everything being a spectacle. It's Jerry World. It's kind of what it is, and it's like, hold on, Dion and Shedeur are coming to Dallas. That's just going to be like a media thing, right? Like, that's just going to be like for more TV time and ticket sales, and because Dion's personality, and half the people love him, half the people hate him. This is just going to be, if Jerry does this, it's not going to be a real football move. It's going to be for a spectacle. And then I started looking at it, and I'm like, well, Dion has, like you said, took the team to a championship, improved Colorado from a middling team, a 2-win team, got them to, or not a middling team, a crap team, took them from a 2-win team to a 50-50 team to the next year. They're what started 7-2. They're hot. They're looking like they have 2 possible Heisman candidates, and they have one guy that looks like he's going to win it. So, and here's another impressive thing about it. He's doing this with a team that lacks in both areas that you really need to win the football games. They got no offensive line and no defensive line over there in Colorado.
They're better.
They're a little better than improved from last year. They are, and they're starting throughout the season. But it's not what you would, if you ask a lot of coaches on paper and you look at who they do have, it's not what you would ideally want for, especially your son being your quarterback, and you want a little more of a run game. But again, he's done a great job coaching, and so while I was against it at first, I can't hate it, because as much as I would hate to spend a draft pick that high on Shedeur just being paid Dak Prescott, if it works out and Dak Prescott only gives you 3 more years and you're ready to move off of him, or he doesn't prove to be it, or he does play for 4 more and Shedeur takes 4 to develop, and then Shedeur comes right in and plays and his dad's the coach and it all works out, later on, hindsight 2020, then it's a very proactive move. Right. If it doesn't, then it's a bust on a head coach move. It's a bust on a top draft pick. And you might piss your quarterback off by doing it in a season where we need to improve in a lot of other areas. So I feel like it's too much turmoil for it to happen. While I don't know if I can confirm Dion's, or Mike's sources, I'm sure they're probably credible. For me,
that's what I'm saying. No, you can hear it in his voice. The source is Deion Sanders.
Right. That was kind of the little play on it.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, I trust you guys. I do. I'm gonna find it where I saw that he said he was gonna stay, because I mean, it's part of me being a Colorado fan. I don't want him to leave yet, but don't get your
and I don't
hopes
doubt
up.
that he did. No, and I don't doubt that he did it. Colin says, "What's up? What's up, Colin? Thanks for joining us, brother."
And the second thing for me is, sorry, go ahead.
No. Second thing, go ahead.
Well, do you think? So Dion is Dion. That boy is strong-headed. Do you think Jerry would hire him if Dion wasn't going to be a yes man like Mike McCarthy is? Like, do you think that Dion would do that just to be the coach? Or do you think Dion will still want to stand tall and do what he wants to do, not what Jerry wants him to do?
Well, that's interesting, right? Because I feel like that's a great question, because that's another turning point. Everybody says everybody Jerry's hired is a yes man. Like you said, Dion is not a yes man to no one.
No.
Never been as a player. He's probably not as a coach, and I doubt he is in his personal life. But you almost think if Michael's right and Dion said, I'll go there. If they draft Shedeur, I'll go coach for Jerry. I would assume there's already been some talk there, like maybe just some hints around. Hey, David, you'd come coach for me, right? One day, Dion, maybe Jerry spits it out, and Dion's like, yeah, you gotta let me do it my way, Jerry. Something, blah, blah, or let me try to do it. Hey, you gotta let me do it my way, though, Jerry. But no, I don't. I think if he did do it, if Jerry would do it and Dion would do it, I think there would already be a pre-discussion. Like, you're gonna let me do some things and not be coming to my locker room at the end of games. Like, I get you do your media, Jerry. Do you talk all that talk? We like it, but let me have my football team. And so I feel like that would already be pre-discussed. Otherwise, it can't happen. So great question, Sam. Got a couple more comments here. We'll get to Jerry. Jerry would have to step down. It feels like it, right? To let somebody like Dion, he'd at least have to step back for sure.
Right.
Yeah. No, as GM at least. Yep. So great read there in the comments. And so we'll get to the last segment here to wrap up the show. We got to talk about
the shortest segment of the week every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do next week? Lose.
Can I go first in this one? Can I do it?
Yes. Go. Please go ahead.
42-13. No. Weird number. We're not even going to get in the end zone. 42-9. 3 field goals. No touchdowns. 42-9. Is that cool? I'm going to go 42-9. Next.
Landry, do you want to go first? Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking a little. I think I'm going to say that I guess this is just a hunch. Not that we'll play incredibly well, but that Washington won't be just firing. I don't know. I have a hunch, a couple dropped ones that's going to stop them from getting to the 42. I agree with you about not getting in the end zone potentially, or even moving the ball that effectively. I'll go 28-3.
Oh my gosh!
At least I said 9, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sam, what you got?
Okay, so I might sound crazy, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
No.
I think we showed him.
No, that was great.
Scared the heck out of me.
You
Anyways,
don't want to think about what you're saying. Somebody don't like it already.
right. Like I said, I think we showed improvements last game. Dan Quinn does know us very well. I think Cooper Rush is finally getting some more pieces together. Like you guys said, not extravagant, but I have a little bit of faith for at least a touchdown. That's a lot. That's why I said, don't judge me if I sound crazy.
Oh no, I like I said, I'm going off a hunch. On some of that. I'm not saying we have no chance of scoring a touchdown. Yeah.
Right, and I think
that's what he said. Cowboys Nation, don't let him lie.
I think that if we can play anything like we did last night, I'm gonna be the underdog or overdog. I'm gonna say
the overdog.
Yeah, 30-13. Maybe a little bit more than 30. I know. See, that's what I mean.
No, it's fine. I'm laughing because it's a 17-point loss. All these predictions are laughable.
Right.
Because they're realistic, and I hate it.
The benefit of the doubt. Like, I want to see that. Micah Parsons said, and I know it's hard to believe, him and Trayvon Diggs were on his podcast, and he said, we are a dang good team. We don't show it. The games have been sloppy, but he still has that faith in us. And I think if we can get some momentum, no matter what, we have a chance. And I'm going to stick with that.
Side tidbit, since you mentioned Micah, that's another thing we didn't highlight from last night. Ran into both a couple of his cousins and his grandmother last night.
Awesome.
At least speculation on the grandmother part. We think so. Older lady, a lot of custom Micah gear on.
You never did find her? I thought you were able to go over there and find her and talk to her.
I kind of found her and said, hey, but I wasn't able to confirm if it was Mike's grandmother. I didn't want to be too invasive. But we definitely did meet a couple of his cousins down from PA. They were hanging out down there, so that was cool. Listen, I'll make a point here, one or two. I think I could sell you guys on why I've got this score so bad. Dan Quinn is a player's coach. Players play for Dan Quinn. He used to have his defense ready. Y'all remember? His guys are ready to play. They're like, our defense. You remember Mike used to come out the tunnel screen. Like, Dan Quinn's a player's coach. That team just come off 2 losses in a row.
Oh, they're
at home. It's Dan Quinn's ex-team. They're going to show up for that coach. They're going to show up. They're going to show up. They might play one of their best games of the season. That's my prediction. Also, I'll say this before we end the show, Cowboys, my Dallas freaking Cowboys of this 2024 season. I'm telling you that the Commanders are going to stomp you 42-9 because I want you to do that to them. Do I think you can do it? Do you want to prove to me you can? You should.
Yes.
I'm a damn good fan. I fan hard. I fan responsibly. You give a crap. You talk about legacy. Let's see it. Y'all don't want to tank. You want a couple pride wins. This is one of them. Go get it. Go get it.
Ugh, pride wins makes me quiver right now. It's not a good idea.
Colin is under the impression Dion quoted, "I ain't gonna be no coach in Dallas," and I believe it. It sounds like a Dion quote.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that because I want to see if what I'm thinking is really true. Because Michael Irvin's a really credible source.
That's what I'm saying. I agree entirely that I think Dion is saying no, but Michael is saying I talked to Dion and he said yes. So it seems well up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
Listen, it could be a text from Shador talking about, listen, Mike, I don't know what my dad's talking about. If I go to Dallas, he's coming. You don't know what I mean.
Fingers crossed. I don't know. Anyway,
text from Shador.
We're gonna see. Well, it was a super good show, guys. I had some fun. Landry, did you have any fun?
Absolutely.
Samantha, did you have a half decent time?
A blast as always. I love the jokes we always make, even on a bad time.
I actually really am having a lot of fun even through all the losses. We just really kicked up this show this season and haven't had a bunch of experience after joyous wins. Yeah. But the losses provide some fodder.
It is. That's funny because we were, last year we started the Star We Are thing. Thank you again for everybody as we close the show out for supporting us and what we do. For fans, by fans is what we're all about. But it's funny because we were talking about how, we just got the YouTube thing kicked up this year really and just got going. So we were like, oh, it's going to be cool. We're going to have all these wins to talk about. I wonder who's going to is Trevon Diggs. It's going to be a interception battle between Diggs and Bland, and it's going to be a sack battle between
who's going to win the Star Stat of the Week for the Cowboys every week.
Right.
I think we've had 2-3 out of 12 weeks or so. So it's we're
maybe 2, but 3 times because DeMarvion was twice.
That's Demo was twice. You're right. So it's only been 3 players. CD
not to rain down, but
and it's been like 4 opposing players, unfortunately. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. We had CD one week against San Fran. He lit it up. Even though that was a loss, but he did light it up. So had to give that to him. All right, well, guys, thank you for joining us. We're gonna get up out of here. Anybody got any closing words?
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys, Landry?
Let's no. I want to talk about the draft. It's too early.
Yeah.
Guys, we love you. Make sure you fan responsibly, please.
I'm a fan of the Star we are.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cowboy.
And I'm Princess Angie, and you are tuned in to The Star We Are.
Hi, this is James Slater, and you are listening to The Star We Are.
Plugged in and switched on. This is The Star We Are, live